All right, guys, here we go. Back up at High Desert MX.
Riding Brad's Husky 250. Should be fun.
Yes, sir. Riding Brad's 23 Husky 250 two-stroke TBI. My first ride on a TBI bike. And I hate to admit it, but I really liked it. I really loved the power delivery. It's super smooth, but it has no problem jumping up on the pipe. Really crisp.
Get some warm-ups on her here.
Unfortunately, I didn't spend enough laps on this. The bike has 15 hours on it. Feels like a brand new bike. But for me, I just didn't feel like it had quite enough scratches in it for me to go drop her off one of these jumps. So I took it pretty easy on this first lap, just kind of adjusting to it. On this weekend, I was out here riding my 450, which is quite a bit different than a Husky 252 stroke. So it just took me a little bit to get used to it. It felt just like my KTM, to be honest with you. I adjusted to it pretty quick, but as far as the ergos go, bike's fast. Had a brand new rear tire on it, so that was definitely helpful. Got a little guy up here. I didn't want to send it and, you know, take a chance on making a mistake and putting the bike into him. So just taking it easy here. First lap. Like I said, I only rode 2 laps, and that was a mistake. I definitely should have rode more. I will definitely get more laps on this bike. I'm sure my buddy won't mind me taking her out for some dirt bike riding. And man, just listen to how crisp that thing is. I don't know, it's just the TBI. I'm pretty impressed with it so far. Don't get me wrong, I love my carbureted bike. This bike is also a motocross model, so it's not a woods bike like my KTM. Less flywheel weight, you know, just different altogether. And the bike feels super light, super snappy. Like I said, I'd been riding my 450 before this, so I imagine almost anything would feel light, but man, I think if you put enough, I don't know, give me 5 laps on this bike and I think I would be pretty good. Look at how it just rails into that turn. This thing will carve inside, outside, whatever you want. Oh yeah, I'm having fun. It's actually getting some arm pump. Just not quite used to the power delivery. And I was probably holding on way too tight. The other thing I really noticed about this bike, see how I was able to just turn down right there? And yeah, the other thing I noticed about this bike is it shifted really smooth. If there's one complaint I have about my KTM 250XC is that I feel like under load especially, it has a hard time shifting, upshifting. But this thing was flawless. I mean, it doesn't hurt that it's only got 15 hours on it. Well, the bike is good. Real good. It does have the air fork on it. This is a 23 model, so it wasn't quite set up for me, which is expected. I did feel the front end deflecting a little bit in some of the braking bumps. But I also think that Brad hadn't really checked the air pressure in it a whole lot. So, especially when you change elevation, I think it's really important. Really with air forks in general, if you're not checking them before every ride, you don't really know what you're going to get. And that's probably my only complaint with the KTM air fork, is that you really have to stay on top of them to make sure that they've got the right air pressure in it for you. Otherwise, the fork's good right out of the box. I think in the longer cross-country races, they do build up some pressure that has a negative effect later on in the race when you're tired. But other than that, probably the best air forks that I've ridden. But anyhow, like I said, this is the short one. So thanks for watching, and until the next one, I'm out.